Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, my students. Today we study about the illness related to our circulatory system. So for the last part of Unit 4, circulatory system, we study about the illness related to our circulatory system. Penyakit yang berhubungan dengan sistem peredaran darah. We know that the part of circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels, and also the blood. So, if one of part of circulatory system is damaged, salah satu bagian saja dari 3 bagian circulatory system ini disorder, terganggu atau damage, rusak, of course this can cause the illness or even death. Bisa menyebabkan illness or even death, bahkan kematian. The first illness that we will discuss today is hypertension. Okay. Hypertension. What is hypertension? In bahasa hipertensi, or we know this is as the high blood pressure. Tekanan darah tinggi. Okay, this can be caused by smoking. Jadi penyebabnya adalah smoking, merokok, kemudian diet high in fat, diet tinggi lemak, and then overweight, kelebihan berat badan, obesitas, and then lack of exercise, kurang olahraga, and stress. Dan stres ya, terlalu banyak pikiran. So this can cause high blood pressure, tekanan darah tinggi. And then people that get high blood pressure, it can lead to other medical condition. Jadi bisa menyebabkan penyakit hipertensi ini bisa menyebabkan other condition that more serious, such as arteriosclerosis. Jadi bisa menyebabkan arteriosclerosis, and then heart attack, serangan jantung, stroke, and also kidney failure, dan menyebabkan gagal ginjal. Jadi hypertension, tekanan darah tinggi, this can lead to other condition that so serious, such as arteriosclerosis, heart attack, stroke, and also kidney failure. Okay, now let's see the second illness, arteriosclerosis. So this is hypertension can also cause this. This is also the second illness that we will discuss, arteriosclerosis. What is that, teacher? The walls of arteries become thick and stiff. Jadi this is happen to the blood vessels. Jadi terjadi pada blood vessel. Dinding dari arteri become thick and stiff, jadi tebal dan kaku, because of the fatty substance that collect on the inner walls of artery. Karena ada zat lemak that collect yang terkumpul di bagian dalam, dinding bagian dalam dari arteri. You can see the picture here. So, okay, the arteriosclerosis, this is caused by a fatty substance. Jadi orang yang suka makan lemak-lemak, this is okay. The fat will collect in the inner walls of artery, berkumpul di bagian dalam, dinding bagian dalam arteri, and then it can cause the artery getting thick. Jadi semakin tebal this is, ya, semakin tebal di bagian dalam. What happen if the artery, the inner wall of artery getting thicker, tambah tebal? Apa yang terjadi? Of course, this is can prevent the flow of the blood. This is bisa menyebabkan mencegah the flows of the blood, aliran darah ya. Because of the flow of blood become restricted and blood clot. Jadi dia bisa membekukan, menghambat peredaran darah. So it can lead to the heart attack and also stroke. So if arteriosclerosis, it means there is a fatty substance in the inner walls of arteries. So the inner walls of arteries getting thickened, tambah tebal. So it can the flows of the blood become restricted and the blood clot, bisa terjadi pembekuan darah di situ. So it can lead to other medical conditions such as heart attack and stroke. The third illness that relate to our circulatory system is the damage in the heart or blood vessels. This can be caused by the certain disease that destroy the heart valves. Jadi penyebab kerusakan pada jantung atau pembuluh darah ini yang pertama bisa disebabkan oleh the disease that destroy, penyakit yang merusak the heart valve, katup jantung, or maybe this is can be caused by congenital heart disease. Bisa saja katup jantung itu sudah congenital heart disease, sudah sejak bawaan, sejak lahir dia memang sudah incomplete development of the heart, ada perkembangan jantung yang tidak sempurna. So this is a congenital heart disease. Jadi sudah bawaan sejak lahir. Jadi katup jantung itu memang sudah berbeda. So the damage in the heart it can be caused by the disease that destroy the heart valve, or maybe the congenital heart disease as a result incomplete development of the heart. Bisa saja memang ada penyakit yang merusak katup jantung, atau bisa jadi memang itu sejak lahir sudah terjadi kelainan. This is the damage in the heart. You can see the picture here. This is the normal heart, but look at this, the heart that get the heart valves that damage. Jadi ada kerusakan di situ, ada incomplete development of the heart. Ada perkembangan yang tidak sempurna. So it's mean the dirty blood and the clean blood is not separate, tidak terpisah karena katup jantungnya rusak. So the blood that rich in oxygen and the blood that rich in carbon dioxide, this is a mix ya, bisa bercampur. This is happen because of the certain disease that destroy the heart valve, or maybe the congenital heart disease. Memang sudah sejak lahir jantungnya sudah berbeda. This is the third illness that relate to our circulatory system, the damage in the heart, kelainan pada jantung. And then the next illness that relate to circulatory system is anemia. What is anemia? The amount of red blood cell in the body is low. Jadi anemia itu apa sih? Kenapa sih terjadi anemia? Because of the red blood cell, sel darah merah di tubuh itu rendah. Do you still remember the job of red blood cell? To carry the oxygen. Red blood cell itu tugasnya carry the oxygen. So it's mean if the red blood cell in the body is low, it's mean we also lack of oxygen. Berarti kita kekurangan oksigen juga. This is anemia. Anemia also as a result of lack of iron. Bisa akibat kekurangan zat besi juga ya. So we have to prevent the anemia by consuming the food that contain iron. Jadi makanan yang banyak mengandung zat besi. Then the last illness that relate to circulatory system is leukemia. Leukemia, sometimes we say this is the cancers of blood or bone marrow, kanker darah. Kita sebutnya kanker darah. What is that, teacher? The definitions of leukemia. This is the white blood cell in the body multiply abnormally without control. Jadi sel darah putih di tubuh itu tumbuh secara tidak normal, tidak terkontrol pada sumsum tulang. Is it good, teacher? Misalnya, ini kan bagus, teacher. We know that the white blood cell, the job of white blood cell to fight the germ, membunuh kuman. So kalau white blood cell-nya banyak, if we have a high white blood cell, so it mean semakin banyak yang menjaga tubuh. It's not like that. Jadi tidak seperti itu. When we have the white blood cell that grow, multiply abnormally without control, so it mean it will kill the red blood cell. Dia justru akan mencegah, jadi menghabiskan sel darah yang lain. Jadi this is can cause look at this, the picture. Nah, lihat ini. This is the healthy blood. Okay, this is and then this is the people that got leukemia, the people that got leukemia like this. Leukemia is the cancers of blood. This is cause the numbers of white blood cell to multiply, to produce. Okay. Jadi condition ini it's not as expected, tidak seperti yang kita ekspektasikan, tidak seperti yang kita bayangkan. They don't fight the infection. Justru bukan dia membunuh kuman semakin banyak itu. Malah dia overcrowd ya. Jadi semakin penuh sesak, dan healthy white blood cell itu tidak akan berfungsi seperti bagaimana mestinya, and then also it will prevent the job of red blood cell and also platelet. Malah dia bisa menghambat sel darah merah dan keping darah in the bone marrow to prevent from functioning properly. Sangat berbahaya ya, this is kanker darah. And then, okay, how can we care for our circulatory system? We have finished to discuss about the illness that relate to circulatory system. There are hypertension, and then arteriosclerosis, and then damage in the heart, anemia, and then the last is now leukemia. And then to care for our circulatory system, we can do, of course, this is the good daily life, kebiasaan yang baik setiap hari ya, regular exercise, olahraga teratur, balanced diet, ini terutama ya, balanced diet, makan yang benar, the healthy food, the amount of nutrient, consume the nutrient in the right amount, balanced diet ya, and then enough water, consume enough water, plenty of water, and then also an annual health check up kesehatan tahunan ya, general check up, and also avoid alcohol, cigarettes, and also drugs. Jadi hindari alkohol, sigaret, dan obat terlarang ya, narkoba maksudnya. Now the last sections of circulatory system, we discuss about how are our digestive, circulatory, and respiratory system relate. Ternyata ada 3 sistem ini, they all relate each other. Sistem pencernaan, sistem peredaran darah, dan pernafasan, they relate each other. How are the system relate? Okay, you can see your book page 69. Teacher will explain it in simple ways. Okay, look at the picture. Okay, we know that the digestive system will produce digested food. Jadi sistem pencernaan nanti akan menghasilkan digested food, sari-sari makanan. Digestive system will produce digested food, and then the respiratory system will take in oxygen to the body and then give out carbon dioxide. Berarti nanti yang diambil ada oxygen. Respiratory system will take in oxygen. So the respiratory system here, okay, dia akan, our lungs ya, take in oxygen. So the digested food and the oxygen, okay, sari-sari makanan dan oksigen ini will be carried by the blood. Jadi yang akan membawa digested food dan akan membawa oksigen is the circulatory system through the blood, one part of circulatory system. Jadi 2 sari-sari makanan dan oksigen ini akan dibawa oleh darah kita lewat circulatory system, and then our body can use the digested food in and the oxygen. This is the relation between digestive, circulatory, and also respiratory system. Okay, my student, we have finished the last part of unit 4 about the illness related to our circulatory system. Now you can do your task, page 71 up to 72, and then you can submit your book on Saturday. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.